Dear students, good morning. Today we are going to discuss the accession of Southeast Asian nations, the second alternative power to US hegemony. As the first alternative was the European Union, which we discussed in the last two videos. And today we are going to discuss the second one, that is accession of Southeast Asian nations. After the World War II, India, Yugoslavia and Egypt, they organized non-alignment movement, and the Southeast Asian nations, they were not given due consideration to join in the non-alignment. On the other side, there was the pressure to join either of the power blocks. The Eastern Power Bloc, led by the USSR, and the West Power Bloc, that was led by the USA. But the Southeast Asian nations, which got independence from the colonialism after World War II, they decided to form their separate organization, and this organization came to be known as Association of Southeast Asian Nations. So far as the formation of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations is concerned, it was established as an economic association. It was only a political, economic integration, not the political integration. And it was established in 1967 by five member countries, five countries of this region, like Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand, by signing the Bangkok Declaration. Later in 1997, five more countries like Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam joined in the organization, thus the membership went up to 10. Now the present strength of the Southeast Asian nations is 10 members. Okay, and why this organization was formed? What are the reasons behind it? The reason behind it was the situation of Vietnam as a result of US hegemony. अगरचे वियतनाम कॉलोनियलिज्म से आज़ाद हुआ था, डिकोलोनाइज्ड हुआ था, और वियतनाम से अमेरिका को हार मिली थी, लेकिन उसके बाद भी यूएस ने अपनी दादागिरी वहाँ पर फिर से शुरू की और उस पर हमला किया, और वहाँ की सिचुएशन जो है वियतनाम की, that is main result of the formation of this organization. And another reason, that is political crisis in Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, and Brunei. There were the political crisis, so they decided to form this association in order to resolve these political crises. And also another reason behind its formation was confrontation between Indonesia and Malaysia. And also the strong Chinese stance to Indonesia. These were the main reasons that these countries came closer to each other and formed this association, namely ASEAN, in simple words. This organization has just aims and objectives for which it was formed. What were these aims and objectives? Let's see. Firstly, to accelerate economic growth, social progress, and cultural development. कि इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ को एक्सेलरेट करने के लिए, बढ़ाने के लिए, और सोशल प्रोग्रेस को बढ़ाने के लिए, और इसी तरह से कल्चरल डेवलपमेंट इसका मकसद था. दूसरा मकसद इसका ये था टू प्रमोट रीजनल पीस एंड स्टेबिलिटी, कि इस खिते में अमन कायम करें, क्योंकि इस खिते में अमन नहीं था, वहाँ पर पॉलिटिकल क्राइसिस थे, जैसे कि आपने अभी इससे पहले देखा कि कंबोडिया, इंडोनेशिया, लाओस में पॉलिटिकल क्राइसिस थे। और इन पॉलिटिकल क्राइसिस को ख़त्म करने के लिए और इस रीजन में अमन कायम करने के लिए और इसकी स्टेबिलिटी के लिए इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बनाया गया था। एंड थर्ड वन, दैट वाज cooperation and mutual assistance in the common interests. The third objective of this ASEAN is to provide mutual assistance among the countries and to provide the cooperation in getting the common interests, and also to provide training and research facilities to each other, क्योंकि ये मुल्क जो थे ये डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज थे, गरीब ममालिक थे, और इसलिए इन्हें रिसर्च फैसिलिटीज़ और ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करने की अहम ज़रूरत थी। और इन्होंने ये डिसाइड किया, ये एम इसका बन गया कि हम एक दूसरे को ट्रेनिंग और रिसर्च फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड करेंगे, उसमें मदद एक दूसरे को करेंगे। एंड नेक्स्ट वन, दैट वाज टू प्रमोट साउथ एशियन स्टडीज़। साउथ एशियन स्टडीज़, इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस पूरे वर्ल्ड में, ग्लोब में, थ्रू द studies, political studies, historical studies, geographical importance, strategical importance इस खिते की, उसको इन्होंने प्रमोट करने की इच्छा की। एंड द नेक्स्ट वन and last objective of this organization was to provide cooperation with other international organizations like the UNO, like the World Health Organization and other international organizations, उनसे कोऑपरेट करना, ये भी इसका एक ऑब्जेक्टिव बन चुका था। Now, just like the European Union has its pillars, in the same way the ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, has the three pillars of this organization. It covers these three pillars. Firstly, that is ASEAN Security Council, the security community. This ASEAN Security Community, it is based on the convention that outstanding territorial disputes should not escalate into armed confrontation. By 2003, ASEAN had several agreements in place by which member states promised to uphold peace, neutrality, cooperation, non-interference, and respect for national differences and sovereign rights. The ASEAN Regional Forum, which was established in 1994, is the organization that carries out coordination of security and foreign policy. देखो, इस एशियन सिक्योरिटी कम्युनिटी को इसलिए बनाया गया था कि अगर इनके कुछ डिस्प्यूट्स होंगे, आउटस्टैंडिंग टेरिटोरियल डिस्प्यूट्स, और उन डिस्प्यूट्स को हम ये इस डायलॉग सेटलमेंट से उनको हल करेंगे और इन्हें आर्मड कन्फ्रंट्रेशन बनने की नौबत ना आए। और 2003 में बहुत सारे एग्रीमेंट्स इन्होंने किए जो अपहोल्ड करते हैं अमन, पीस, न्यूट्रलिटी, cooperation, non-interference, and respect of national differences, and also the sovereign rights. Okay, and another pillar which the ASEAN covers, that is ASEAN Economic Community. The ASEAN Economic Community was, in order to develop the economy of the ASEAN, or of the region, ASEAN was and still remains particularly an economic association, while the ASEAN region as a whole is a much smaller economy compared to US, the EU, and Japan. यानी यूएस और यूरोपियन यूनियन और जापान से छोटी इकोनॉमी है ये, मगर ये फास्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी है. इट्स इकोनॉमी इज ग्रोइंग मच फास्टर देन दीज. यानी यूएसए, ईयू और जापान से ये तेज तरक्की करता है, ग्रो होती है. दिस अकाउंट्स फॉर द growth in its influence both in the region and beyond. Though it was the smaller, but it was fast growing. And another thing which this pillar covers, that is the common market. The common market and production based within ASEAN states and to aid social and economic development in the region. The economic community would also like to improve the existing ASEAN dispute settlement mechanism. Dispute settlement mechanism, DSM. And this to resolve the economic disputes. कि अगर इनके बीच कोई डिस्प्यूट है, इकोनॉमिक डिस्प्यूट्स हैं, तो इन डिस्प्यूट्स को वो सेटल करेंगे, उनको सॉल्व करेंगे थ्रू द डिस्प्यूट सेटलमेंट मैकेनिज्म. इसके जरिए इसको वो सॉल्व करेंगे. ASEAN has focused on creating a free trade area for investment. Creating a free trade area for investment, labor, and services. The US and China have already moved fast to negotiate these FTAs with ASEAN. इन्होंने दोनों ने, चाइना और यूएसए ने, नेगोशिएट करना शुरू किया इस FTA यानी फ्री ट्रेड एरिया. And ASEAN is growing rapidly into a very important regional organization, as its Vision 2020 has defined an outward looking role for ASEAN in the international community. Okay, the third one pillar of this association is ASEAN socio-cultural community. ASEAN socio-cultural community is a blueprint by 2025, as it was adopted in 2015 at 27th Summit in Malaysia. It is the commitment to lift the quality life of its people through cooperative activities that are people-oriented, people-centered, environment-friendly, and geared towards the promotion of sustainable development to face new and emerging challenges in ASEAN. It is committed to opening a world of opportunities to collectively deliver and fully realize human development. ये ऑर्गन इसलिए वजूद में आ गया है कि इसकी सोशल डेवलपमेंट के लिए, ताकि सोशल कल्चरल डेवलपमेंट जो एशियान की है वो हो जाए. और इसको साइन किया गया था 2015 में जब इसका 27th समिट हो रहा था मलेशिया में, और एक्चुअली दिस इज़ द कमिटमेंट फॉर लिफ्टिंग कि लोगों की अच्छी खासी लाइफ और थ्रो कलेक्टिव एक्टिविटीज़ से, और ये पीपल ओरिएंटेड और पीपल सेंटर्ड एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली, ताकि ये प्रमोट करे सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट। जो ये फेस कर रहे हैं चैलेंजेस, ये एशियन कंट्रीज या विद इन द एशियन, and also it was the opening of the world. We may see in other words it was the opening of the doors of opportunities to collectively, यानी एक साथ होके ये डिलीवर करे और फुल्ली ये रियलाइज करे ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट को। एंड the current economic strength of ASEAN, especially its economic relevance as a trading and investment partner to the growing Asian countries such as India and China. ये इसके पार्टनर्स हैं, यानी चाइना और इंडिया, ये इसके पार्टनर्स बन, ट्रेडिंग पार्टनर्स या इन्वेस्टमेंट पार्टनर्स, ताकि ये इनकी इकोनॉमीज भी ग्रो हो जाए। After the Cold War, India changed its foreign policy towards the east, और उस पॉलिसी को हम लुक ईस्ट पॉलिसी कहते हैं, क्योंकि अगर हम देखेंगे साउथ एशिया में इंडिया इट इज़ द बिगेस्ट इकोनॉमी इन साउथ एशिया आफ्टर द चाइना। एंड जो एशियन है उनमें ये डर था कि इंडिया इज द बिगेस्ट बैली, इट विल डाइजेस्ट अस, therefore they kept themselves away, but at the same time kept ties with India in order to take the advantages of the economy of the Indian economy. And this was about the Southeast Asian nations. Inshallah, we will discuss further in the upcoming videos. तब तक के लिए इजाज़त दीजिए। खुदा हाफिज़।